Hey, what's happening out there? This is Dr. Lenny Roberts from Summit Spine and Wellness, and today I want to talk to you about your posture. Yeah, you. And for the first time since we've been in the office over 17 years, we had a patient come in with the primary complaint of text neck. And the reason why this is so shocking is it is hands down the most common thing that we see. So much of our society is spending hours and hours and hours a day looking down on a computer or looking down at their phone. We've talked about this for years now, and unfortunately, the vast majority of society doesn't do much about this and doesn't even really know what the effects of it are. So we're going to talk about it today and give you a couple tips that you can take away and keep your spine as healthy as possible. So when we look at our spine from the side, we should have a forward-facing curvature in our neck. So our ear should be right over our shoulder. We should have a curve. The curve gives our spine support and stability. So for those of you from the Roxborough, Manayunk area, think of the bridge going over Main Street, Manayunk. That arch-shaped curve, it's not just there to look pretty. It gives the bridge support and stability for what travels across it. So we want that same arch-shaped curve looking at our spine from the side. So forward-facing curve, and then the bone should be nice and squared off, and we should have a nice happy space for our disc. This is a representation of two bones in our spine and a disc which acts as a cushion in between those bones. So our brain sends messages through this spinal cord out through our nerves and controls every single function in our body. How we breathe, digest, how our hair grows, toenails grow. Every athletic thing that we possibly do is controlled by that brain sending messages through the spine, out through the nerves to the rest of the body. And when we have that nice curve, so think of this as the curve in our neck, and then the rubber band is the muscles that attach to the neck. If our head shifts forward, that's going to engage those muscles. Lots and lots and lots of stress and tension. And what most people feel is pressure and tension up in here. This will feel like a rock when we work on people. That head comes forward and this muscle gets really, really tight. That's your trapezius and your levator scapula, big words, but those are the muscles that attach into here. When that head comes forward, those muscles get engaged. So just like the skin on my hand, nice and relaxed, and when the head comes forward, that tension builds up, pressure and pressure mounts. And what that'll do is the weight bearing that should be back here on the back end of the joints shifts forward, and that'll shift that pressure on that disc, and that's what can happen. That disc can get pressure and tension, so you hear the term herniated or bulging disc. Well, that's often a result of the repetitive stress of that head coming forward over the shoulders. And this is rampant in our society, especially with children. So 2 quick tips. 1, keep your head back over your shoulders when you're sitting. I just was at the gym and I saw people, they're in between sets and they're sitting on the machine and they're like this, looking at their phone. Brutal on the body, brutal on the spine. Suppresses your maximum ability to breathe, puts pressure and tension on your heart, your lungs, and obviously on your spine as well. So to keep that head back over the shoulders, that's rule number 1. For the kids especially, if you have your children and you're out at a restaurant, what I like to call the elbows up rule. So if you have a table in front of you, keep the elbows up in front and act like you're taking a video or a picture, and have your children get in the habit of keeping that head back over the shoulders and keeping that nice upright posture. Most often in society, we see kids starting to shrink before they're even fully grown. And this is something that we can control, but about 99% of the population doesn't even know what's going on. So I urge you to make sure you work on keeping that head back over the shoulder. Your posture is a window to your spine. And if we don't take care of our spines, it's not going to take care of us. I'm Dr. Lenny Roberts, and that's your Tuesday tip for today.